We are live on a Saturday night, 9:30 Central. A little earlier for me. Got home a little earlier. I'm going stag tonight. Nobody can join me besides you lovely folks in the chat. Hopefully we hit that up. I am stag, and I am actually riding solo. My wife is gone for the night, so this is going to be a wild, wild night, and I can't wait.
It's open! Rufus!
Hello, George.
Come in.
This is the gambling show. We're going through every game, talking about the line, the total, a lot of player props. I have my 5 bets, my bets of the week. They're all player props. I have a couple anytime touchdown scorers. I don't like to fuck with that too much, but a couple good ones. And then 5 long shot first touchdown scorers. They're all 20. I think 22-1 is the worst odds, all the way up to like 35-1. So 5 of those, I'm telling you, one of them is going to hit. So you just sprinkle, $5 each, and that's what I did. And you're gonna take home some cash, dude. Love the situation for a lot of these. We'll get the chat going here, and we'll start with our first game. I'm gonna hit you with the intro. All right, we're going to start with our first game here. Talk about some player props we like and the line in general. A lot of juicy ones this week. I love week 2. Week 1, I like to kind of tail back a little bit, although I had a great week 1. I think I wagered $500 total, walked out of there with 26 hundo. I mean, it helped that I won $1,600 on a parlay, but other than that, really successful. We'd like to start the year good, build a little bankroll. First game, we got Bills at Jets. This is a Bills minus 6.5, over under 47.5. I think I'm going to take the Jets at home, man. Not one I'm going to bet. I see my confidence on this one is probably a 5, but I think they're just begging you to bet the Bills, right, at the minus 6.5. And Jets are feisty, dude. So I think I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to take the Jets, and I'm probably going to go over. I think the Jets offense is solid. I think both quarterbacks can extend the play and, keep the offense on the field. And it's an easy spot here for the over. I like a lot of overs this week, so we're gonna be talking about a lot of overs. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes to let people in the chat before I get going here, so I don't have to repeat myself. We need banners. Who's in here with me? Say hello. Give me a little shout. Sorry you have to spend your Saturday night with me, but it could be worse, man. We're going to have a good time, a good chat, a lot of positivity in the chat, and it's all about helping each other out, right? So, I'll have my leans and fades on these games and the bets I'm going to make, but last week, we got a lot of good stuff in the chat because I learned a couple bets. A few people were all over the Rams. I was kind of leading Texans, and I switched that, put them in a parlay, won that one. That game should have been a lot more of a blowout than it was. I think they won by 5. So we're going to get to the next game here. I'll recap with the Bills game. So I love the Jets plus 6.5. Vegas is begging you to take the Bills minus 6.5. I think the Jets are the play here, and I like the over. Moving over to the Giants and Cowboys, we have Cowboys minus 4.5, over under 44.5. I think I like the Cowboys, man. The Giants were trash last week. The Giants are trash. They have a pretty serviceable defense, but Dak has weapons. They should have beat the Eagles last week. Let's be honest. And the Giants are just a shit show. They're just waiting for Jackson Dart to come in and take over. Cowboys are at home. Big game for them, man. This is their season, and I don't think they have a promising season upcoming, but this is their season. So if the Cowboys don't win this one, good luck, man. I just think Russell Wilson's a bum, and I'm going to take the over on this one as well. Give you guys a little tidbit here. Last week, 3 of the 15 not counting Thursday and Friday. Three of the 14 games, not counting the primetime Thursday and Friday games, went over. Went under. So that's a crazy ratio to where I expect this week to flip. 8 to 10 to 11 of these games are going to go over. So I actually bet the over on every game blindly right when the lines came out. And I feel like worse, it's going to be a split. But I know unders are historically 54% against the spread. They want you to bet overs. People bet overs. Under is a smart play, but this week over is the play. You got another week from week one. Week one is essentially preseason, right? There's not a lot of guys playing preseason. Week one, a lot of people, feeling each other out. Offenses are always ahead of defenses. This is the week it kind of flips. The numbers are generally pretty low, and we're going to take over on most of these. But there's going to be a couple unders I like, but I just blindly bet every over. Like I said, only 3 of 12 games after the primetime games went over last week. So we're gonna hit that one. So what do you guys like in the chat? Cowboys or Giants? Cowboys minus 4.5. Move to Browns, Ravens. This one's wacky, man. Ravens minus 11.5 at home after that debacle they had against the Bills. And then after the Browns, pretty much, if they had any kind of kicker, they win that game against the Bengals. That kicker missed an extra point and missed like a 31-yarder. So their defense looks stout. I think the Ravens, though, are super pissed. I think if I had to choose a line on this one, I would choose Ravens first half, which is like minus 6.5. I would choose Ravens first half because I think they're going to come out and just take a 14-point lead, maybe let the Browns hang around as the Ravens tend to do. But I'm definitely taking the Ravens in this one. I can't take the Browns with the points. And I got burned last week on the Bengals, which is bullshit. But the Browns still suck, man. They still suck. Over-under wise, we have 45.5, huh? I might lean under in this game. Now, I'm going to like a lot of overs this week because what I just told you, but I think this one's an under. I think the Browns offense is going to struggle to score 17 points. Maybe they don't even score 14 points. Again, let me know what you think in the chat. Next game, Bears at Lions. Lions minus 6.5. Total is 46.5. Love the over in this one. I think the Lions are going to be pulling out all the tricks here. They're not going to stop, right? If they're up by 14 or 20 in the third quarter, they're not going to stop. They got embarrassed last week. Dan Campbell is a no-nonsense coach. Bears look like shit. I think they could score some points this year. So 6.5 is a lot of points. So it's hard to lay the 6.5, but I'm thinking the other end of it. Do I really want to take the Bears plus 6.5, less than a touchdown on the road in Detroit, which is a really tough place to play? Jared Goff is just a different quarterback at home. So I'm taking Lions here and over 46.5. That would definitely be the play. We're going to get through all the prop bets too. After this, we're going to go through each game prop bets, some first touchdown scorers, some anytime touchdown scorers, some yardage numbers I like, as well as my prime bets for the week. So I have 5 of them. Hey, TB, my dude, Bears going 0-2. That's definitely going to happen. Definitely going to happen. Also, if you don't want to wait to the end of the show to hear my 5 bets, they're all prop bets. I have it linked in the description. It's a 5-minute episode on YouTube. I went 2-1 last week. I'm 63% against the spread the last 4 years. So I feel really good about. Usually I do 3 a week. I did 5 just because the last 2 I couldn't pass up. I'll give you one teaser, Jamar Chase. You got to hit it now before it goes up because you're getting free money with that Jamar Chase prop. The Jags are just an overvalued team for sure. We're going to go to next game, Rams and Titans. Rams minus 5.5. Total is 41.5. Believe it or not, I'm on the side of the Titans in this one, man. I like their defense, played well. Rams are beat up. I think the Titans are a scrappy team. They definitely should have beat the Broncos last week. Over 41.5. This is when I probably lean the under. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I think it's going to be a lot of field goals. So give me Titans and give me under in this one. Jags Bengals. This is the fantasy game of the week. This is where you're going to get a lot of your money done in fantasy. Bengals minus 3.5, over under 49.5. I'm definitely 100% on the over. Like, there is nothing that convinced me to take the under in this game. Definitely over in this one. And I don't want to take the Bengals. Like, I think they might smoke them, but after last week getting spurned by them, got burned pretty hard against stupid-ass Cleveland. I'm not going to pick a side on this one. So you guys tell me what sides you like. The Rams are beat up. Well, Matt Stafford's beat up. He's got a back injury. Their O-line is a little beat up and bad. What up, Dodger? So their defense is healthy, which is the thing. That's why I like the under. But their defense is healthy. But their offense, I mean, Nakua's already beat up. They're all playing. It's just Rams barely. I mean, I know the Texans have a good defense. What did they put up? Was it 14 points last week? So I don't see either team getting over 20 in that one. So we are looking at what's the next game here? Jags-Bengals. I don't know the side. What side do you guys like in this one? -3.5. Who are you choosing? I love the over, though. Over 49.5 just seems like a gift. Like, that should be 52. I think people are overreacting to week one with the Bengals kind of struggling on offense. That's not happening again. The Jags defense looked amazing, but that was against a really, really, really bad Bryce Young. I think the only play here is over. If you want to, tease down the Bengals, maybe not tease down the Bengals, but if you want to put them in a money line parlay, I would get that. I think they're going to win. 3.5 just seems a little fishy to me. I would love it at 3. If it goes down to 3, I'll touch it, but I don't think I'm doing it at 3.5. Seahawks, Steelers. Steelers -3, total of 40.5. Nakua's always beat up. Dude plays reckless abandon. Yes, he does, dude. Yes, he does. But I don't love it for, I mean, he's going to leave the game, right? He leaves the game for like 7 snaps every game. So we have Steelers and Seahawks. The over-under is 40.5. This game is just going to be, it's going to suck. It's defensive battle, 2 slow teams. I don't really know how I feel about this one. I would say under is probably the play on this one. And I'm going to take the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks defense. I think they're evenly matched teams. I know 3 is for the home team, but give me the Seahawks. They should have beat the Niners last week. Sam Darnold will play better. He can't play any worse than that. So I like me some Seahawks. This next one is a trip because Niners are only -3 on the road in New Orleans, over under 40.5. So there's a lot of moving parts with this one. It's hard to know. And I'm trying to find what edge we can have here. And I don't know what it is, because do we really want to bet the Saints getting 3 points at home? I don't know if we do.
Guys, I'm looking for an edge right now. Got a system that's already yielded 6 positive expectation wagers, and that's a real thing.
Ugh, these high school football players have boy bodies. I'd destroy them. I have a man body. I'm borderline dad body. I have shoulder hairs. Actually, I found a gray one the other day.
Also, we'll get into this game here shortly. We need 50 likes and 50 subscribers on this video, and I'm giving away a free bet. A free $10 bet. I'll get your information. Place whatever you want on DraftKings or FanDuel. If you win, I Venmo you. I gave it away last week, and dude won. What was his name? It wasn't Steve. Anyways, he won. We got to that total. So we'll see if we get to it. It's been a little slower here on the channel, but why the hell not? You're getting a free bet out of it. So like it and subscribe. You're going to be doing these shows, mostly fantasy-driven shows, 7 days a week. But this is Saturday night. We're going gambling hunting, baby. So Niners, Saints. I got to take the Niners. I can't take the Saints. I cannot come to taking the Saints here. I know the Niners are beat up. Better coach, better defense. I don't know about a better quarterback because we have Mac Jones at the helm. But I don't mind Mac Jones. I think he's a professional quarterback. And this one seems under to me, under 40.5. It's going to be a big dose of McCaffrey and Kamara. I don't see a lot of big plays in this game. So kind of a ball possession, little slugfest here. Patriots at Dolphins. Now this game sucks, dude. This game really sucks.
Is that piss? Is that piss?
You might as well pull over. He's just gonna keep yelling.
Jesus Christ, D! I'm covered in piss!
Well, maybe you shouldn't have had your window down.
Maybe you shouldn't be throwing jars of pee out the window!
Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. It's up for debate.
You shouldn't!
We have rain in the forecast. That's why I put that clip in. We have rain in the forecast for this one. And we have Tua in the forecast for this one. Drake May in the forecast for this one. A lot of issues here. Both these teams looked pretty bad last week. I can't believe the Dolphins are favored. How are the Dolphins favored in any game ever? -1.5. Total is 43.5. I don't get it. I'm probably not betting this. I think it's an obvious Patriots spot. Like, everyone loves the Patriots. Everyone liked them in the preseason. Everyone liked their win total over 8.5 because their schedule. So if you like that, you have to bet Patriots. You're getting points. Bet the money line, whatever. You have to do it. So it just seems weird. It seems like a trap because I think the Patriots should be -3 in this game because of the Dolphins debacle and their drama. So Dolphins are very, very hard to watch, TB. It's rough, man. The only thing is there's a chance that was 1 week, right? And last year was just a weird combination of things, and the Dolphins get back to doing Dolphins things. I'm not going to bet on it. I think if you want to bet on it, you maybe just bet the over, because if the Dolphins come back to their form, like their defense is terrible. So the bet is over if you like the Dolphins in this game. I like the Patriots in this game. I love Drake May's rush total. That is one of my bets of the week. We're going to get to all those later, but it's 25 plus yards, and they're going to design some Drake May runs. Again, inclement weather there. So Dolphins are just a tough team to bet on right now. Like, you can't bet on the Dolphins, but they have a little X factor to them, right? Like, are they going to rally around Mike McDaniel? Probably not, because he's a nerd and he sucks. But this is his last gasp, bro. If they lose this game, I think they play on Thursday night. So they play the Bills on Thursday Night Football after this. So they're losing that game. So if they lose this game, they're going 0-3. McDaniel's fired. The whole season's pretty much a wash. So they need this game. That being said, taking the Patriots. And I think even though there's inclement weather, I think I'm still taking the over in this one. Panthers, Cardinals. We have Cardinals -6.5 at home, over under 44.5. I don't know about the line here. I would probably lean Cardinals, but I'm definitely taking over 44.5 in this one. Again, taking a lot of overs this week because last week all the unders hit, like 80% of unders hit. So I'm taking the over in this one. And I think I would take the Cardinals. It's hard for me to trust Bryce Young. That was a piss poor performance out of that whole offense. Bryce Young looked bad. The O-line looked bad. He has no pass catchers outside of McMillan, who's a rookie. So I'm definitely liking the over, and I'm liking the Cardinals. But that's a lot of points. We'll see where this line moves. I have a feeling the Sharps are going to be on the Panthers in this game because the Cardinals were close to losing to the Saints last week, which would have been a debacle. And the Saints they should not be competing with the Cardinals. That was in New Orleans, but yeah. So give me the Cards and give me the over. This one I like a lot. I love this game. Broncos at Colts. Broncos -2.5, over 43.5. Love the over and okay, I don't love the over. I like the over. I love the Broncos. I don't know why. It seems like a trap. I don't know why it's Broncos -2.5. Broncos are worlds ahead of the Colts. I don't care how bad Bo Nix is. He's not as bad as Danny Dimes. Danny Dollar. Maybe he's Danny Dollar now. He'll be back to Danny Dimes after this week because he had a great performance. Whoop-de fucking do. Look at track record. I like the Colts, but the Broncos have Super Bowl aspirations. The Colts have playoff aspirations, and only because they're in the worst division in football. So this is an easy Broncos spot. Can someone talk me off the ledge here in the comments about why I shouldn't take the Broncos? I know they're on the road, but I'm not too worried about that. So talk me down from this one because I don't know why you wouldn't take the Broncos, right? Dom, I get you, man. They did suck. The Broncos sucked against the Titans. I'm not telling you they didn't. And the Colts were awesome. That's 1 week, though. Like, let's go back to kind of what we thought before the year, and I'm not going to overreact too much. You know what didn't suck against Titans was the Broncos defense. That was an elite unit. That is an elite unit. So I'm just thinking Bo Nix can't play any worse. Can't play any worse than it last week. Again, another one of my bets. We're going to get into all these later. Bo Nix rushing total, 18.5 yards. His number was set at 28.5 last week, and he had 18 yards rushing. Now they dropped it a full 10 yards in a game where he just had one of his worst. It was his worst passing game since his first 3 as a rookie. So that's going to lead me to say he's going to, as a player, not want to turn the ball over. He's just going to tuck it down and run. So here we go, Ryan. I'm fucked tomorrow. Cam Little and Rams defense is a secret for this week. Can't get fucked by the 49ers. Cam Little is the dude, man. He is a dude. So are you saying, Dom, that you will take the Colts in this game at home plus 2.5? Because I just don't see any reason that the Broncos won't cover and won't win by 10 points. Again, I'm not good at lines really. Like, I'm average at best. I'm a prop bet guy. But this one like speaks to me. Broncos -2.5, man. I get that they're on the road, but so someone in the chat, just talk me down on this one or tell me the reasoning or agree with me and I'll bet it again. But I'm definitely on Broncos here. It has to be. TB, yeah, it's only week 1, small sample size. That's kind of my thing. And I know as bad as the Broncos looks, they did look bad. Their defense looked amazing. So, like, which one matters more? I know their defense is good. I don't know their offense is bad. It was a bad week for sure, and the Colts had a good week, but do we automatically think that the Colts have an elite offense? And we know they have a good defense. Like, it looked good last week. That was against the Dolphins. We were just talking about how bad the Dolphins are. So what is more real, right? The Colts defense being good or the Broncos defense being bad? I think what's more real is the Broncos offense being bad. I think what's more real is the Colts defense is actually not that good. I think that's an overreaction. So I'm 100% taking the Broncos in this game. Well, Ryan, I don't think they're not going to let Bo lose the game for him, right? And the fact they're only giving 2.5 on the spread. Like, Sean Payton's going to make the adjustments. That's why I love Bo Nix's rushing number this week. I'm not saying they're going to call design runs, but I think Sean Payton's going to be in his ear being like, hey, dude, like, don't force the ball downfield. When he gets pressured, he's just going to go back to what he was doing last year, which was running. Like, remember all those games Bo Nix had 30 yards rushing a game? So I think that's the case. As long as Bo Nix doesn't lose this game for them, they will win the game, if that makes sense. And I think Danny Dimes is in for a world of hurt against this Denver defense, man. Like, that is probably a top 3 unit in the league. Definitely top 3 pass rush in the league. All right, we're getting some juicy ones here. This is the primetime game, 325. We have Eagles at Chiefs. Eagles -1.5. Total is 46.5. I have no idea what to do with this game. I need you guys to help me on this one because I think I would lean the over. I think the over is my first initial read on this one. And I want to say Eagles, right? Like, Chiefs are beat up right now. They don't have a lot of weapons. They have no running game. Their offensive line is going to take a couple weeks to gel with 2 new players, a rookie and Simmons. Like, Eagles are primed, man. And I know the Chiefs have some redemption on their mind, but you can want it all you want, but does that guarantee that they're going to play well? I guess Mahomes is there, but Jalen Hurts is no slouch. Eagles are still the class of the NFC, maybe besides the Packers, but top 3 team in the NFL. TB, good point. This should be the Sunday Night Football game. I don't know why. I think a lot of times they do put the better game on the 325 primetime slot, which I hate because this week, for instance, there's 2 other games. There's 3 games at 3 o'clock. But I want to watch this game like on its own merit and not have to switch back and forth, right? Like, I'll watch if you watch Red Zone, you'll get 60% of this game on there. But I want to watch the whole game. So are we all taking the Eagles in this one or what? Because I really don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. I think over. I already bet the over, so that's the play I have. Get to the next game here. Next game is Sunday Night Football. It's not a great one, but we have Falcons at Vikings. Vikings -3.5 over 44.5. Over under 44.5. What are you guys thinking for this one? I would probably lean Falcons getting the points. Vikings look good in the second half, terrible in the first half. We got Mooney coming back most likely. We have Drake London coming back for this game. Kyle Pitts looks good. Falcons defense looks improved. I know they're in Minnesota, and that's a very tough place to play. I'm not trying to say it's not. Vikings are not having Koo on their roster, so they have I don't know who they're bringing in for kicker, but it's not going to be as bad as Koo because Koo sucks. Ryan said, I just want it to be known, my old cheap dishwasher took a shit, just dropped some dough on a KitchenAid dishwasher. This fucking thing is amazing. Wow. So we got some household appliance info being dropped by Ryan. Appreciate that one, bro. We got Falcons will cover. Like I said, I agree with that one. Eagles, no Rice, no Worthy. Yeah, and Hollywood Brown is 1 hit away from being injured. If he gets hurt, good fucking luck, man. Good luck. So we're all on the side of the Falcons, the 3.5. I feel like by game time, it's probably going to go to 3. So I think we'd want to probably hit. If we're going to hit the Falcons, we got to hit them now because I doubt that line's going to go to 4. I think it's going to go to 3. So hit it now, get the hook. What up, Brick? Brick's a dude. These days, it's only the new OGs in the chat. Not as many randoms, which, hey, I don't mind, man. If they don't want this information in this community, that's on them, right? What do you guys like for the total in this game? 44.5. JJ McCarthy looked better. Second half. Falcons are going to put up points. Still got Bijan. You got Drake London. Again, I've been saying over on all these games because I bet the over on every one of them. And if you're just joining us, last week, only 3 of the 13 Sunday games went over. It was 10 unders, 3 overs. The NFL is cyclical, man. That shit tends to spin around. It's not going to be the same thing this week. Week 2 of the season, offensive lines gel a little bit. Defenses are always ahead of offenses. Maybe I'm getting ahead of my skis here in week 2. It should be more a week 3, week 4 thing. But I think at worst, they're going to go half, over-under, like overs and unders. We'll get to there's 2 Monday Night Football games this week, and then we're going to get to my bets, and we're going to talk prop bets, some deep, long shots. Maybe later on we can all make a parlay together. By the way, I don't know who's in the feed last week for the show, but we combined for a four-legger, a long shot, and man, I picked Caleb Williams for the first touchdown score at 20-1. We hit that, and we didn't hit the other 3 fucking legs. It was a I think 150-1 parlay. You hit the long shot, and the other ones were all even odds, dude, and we missed. Hawkinson fucked us, and what was the other one we lost on? Oh, the overhit. So the overhit, it was Hawkinson and then Swift. Swift didn't get 75 yards. He had like 62. Fuck you, Swift. Bucs and Texans. We have Texans minus 2.5 at home, over 42.5. I think this one screams Buccaneers to me. I don't understand with what we saw last week with the Texans offensive line. Christian Kirk's already ruled out. They have 2 rookies and Xavier Hutchinson is their like ancillary weapons, and Dalton Schultz, who's just washed. Bad O-line. CJ Stroud doesn't look good. Now, the Texans defense is totally elite, but I mean, the Bucs are good, man. Bucs are a scrappy ass team. So we got over on the total. Ryan, are you talking for the Monday night game or Sunday night? Ryan says Baker is a fucking G, Bucs all the way. It seems like a weird line, though, because I get that the Texans are at home, so that's why they're favored. But I think the NFL has kind of gone away from that recently, where it's like that used to be 3 points, at least 3 or 3.5 points for the home team. I feel like it's now like a 1.5 point thing they do, to where 2.5. Like, what do they know that we don't know? Because the Bucs are just a better team. Texans have a lot of flaws. I think the Texans probably have a better defense, but the Bucs have clearly a better offense. And I don't know how much the home field advantage matters there in Houston. So we like the over at 42.5, and we all like the Bucs. I think I'm going to see. I think by game time this goes to like a pretty much a pick 'em, right? Because who's betting on the Texans, dude? It's very perplexing. Monday night, Baker will throw 4 TDs, 325 yards. Bucs have a nice defense. Houston sucks. Yeah. Ooh, we have Bucky with a TD. What is his anytime touchdown numbers, Robbie? You want to let me know? I can pull it up, but it was probably like even odds. TB says Texans are cooked due to O-line. Probably, man. I still believe in the Texans, and it's partially because their division is just awful. So I feel like that they have a nice base, and if you win 9 games in that division, unless the Colts can go off, they have a nice advantage. But I still kind of believe in the Texans, dude. I think the Stroud hate has just like gone too far. Brick says, "What did I bet on?" I'm gonna get to my bets here in a second. I did bet every single over this week blindly right when they were released. Just I said it again. I said it before. 80% of the games last week went under. So that's not going to work again this week. I think 60% of the games go over this week. So I'm just doing that one. Like app. Ryan says Texans have a great D, not trusting their offense. I'm not either, but I do still trust in Nico Collins. So it's tricky, man. We're going to see where the line moves to, but I would definitely bet the Bucs if I had a choice here. Last game of the week, we have Chargers at Raiders. Chargers minus 3.5 coming off that dominant win against the Chiefs, over under 46.5. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? Oh, what site? I have 3 books, FanDuel, DraftKings, and is it MGM or ESPN? I don't use the third one very much. I just try to bet all the boosts, sprinkle on parlays, and then I'm trying to be disciplined this year because plus 120 for Bucky TD. I love that. My last this is my 4th year doing the gambling show. I have that linked in the description. I'll tell you the bets here in a minute. I'm like 64%, and that's 3 to 4 bets a week. And I'm like even right now, the last 4 years gambling, which is a problem when I'm winning and I'm placing $150, $200 on all my like prime bets, which are winning at a 64% clip. So I should be up a couple grand. But I tend to just, you know how it is, man. You always just bet more and you just see something, you sprinkle. So I'm trying not to sprinkle as much on everything. But, we try not to, but it's so easy to bet on your phone right now that just it's at your fingers. You're looking at shit. You hear something in the news, you bet it. Ryan says Chargers all day to cover. Herbert is a fucking stud. They also have a solid D. Yeah, dude. A lot of people are down on the Chargers D because I had them as my stream of the week, my defensive stream of the week this week in fantasy. I had a lot of pushback on that one. They're saying that like they didn't look good. I was like, the Chargers have a top 8, top 6 defense in the NFL. Now they're not necessarily the best fantasy defense, but they don't allow many points. Last year, I think they were number 2 in yards against. So Raiders, Geno Smith is an aggressive. He's a chucker, man. So if they can't get the run game going, which is what we saw last week, I get the Chiefs running game sucks, but they could not get a running game going at all. So if the Raiders and Genty averaged 2 yards a carry last week. So if the Raiders can't run the ball, the Chargers are going to tee off on Geno. I see multiple picks, possibly a pick 6. So I do like the Chargers in this one minus 3.5. I think I do like the over because Geno is so aggressive and Herbert looks like he's a man on a fucking mission. I don't know what you guys think, but I think he's been hated on, and it mostly probably comes back to fantasy because he hasn't lived up to the fantasy hype that we all thought he was going to have. And he will – he's not going to get to 5,000 yards like he did his rookie year, but Ryan says, I like bet 25-leg parlays, mixed spreads, and money lines. Put 74 cents on it and pray. 25-leg parlays. Have you won one of those? I think that's what they want you to do. I don't like doing more than 3 legs, dude. Maybe 4. Once you get more than that, like here's the problem with player props and shit. When you do more, all it takes is 1 injury. Unless you're betting unders, because unders and then injuries will help you. But TB says, are you overall up or down all time? I am probably up a little bit, but I mean, last week you saw that parlay I won. It was $10 to win $1,600. So I won like $2,500 week 1. I'm trying to be more disciplined. And again, I did 5 bets instead of 3 this week for my show. So how's that going? I'm probably up maybe a couple hundred or grand, but I've probably bet $200,000. So I feel like I've been not disciplined, and that's so much juice I've lost just from that much volume of betting, which is still like in the probably top 10%, right? Like outside of professional bettors, like how many gamblers are actually up? Not many, bro. Like not many. It's a tough game. I mean, the juice, you have to be smart, dude. If I ever won, I'd be retiring a year and banging out some Colombian Bam Bam while at White Plains Valley. 25 legs. Do they even let you do that many legs? I didn't know you could do that many. I thought it was like 12. TB, that's a good call. Parlays are scams. I only do them. I only do parlays if I get a boost, because then I feel like, yes, odds are winning are lower, but if I'm getting a 50% boost, I can either go conservative and get it to like plus 300 and boost it with like alt lines, or I can do a smaller wager, right? Like on FanDuel, they give me like a $5 boost, or sorry, a $5 max or $10 max. At that point, I'm going to go aggressive because it's $10. And hence why I hit that 160 to 1 parlay, which I hit one last year. The same thing was Joe Burrow was 20 to 1 for first rushing touchdown. Same thing as a Kincaid first touchdown. And those make your whole year. Then you can just do $10 every week and you won't ever lose that much money back. But yeah, 25 on FanDuel, only up to a $1 million payout. I mean, yeah, that's the allure, right? It's playing the lottery essentially. When you win, it's fucking awesome. Brick says I take anytime touchdown parlays up to 10 and take 1 player per game. I don't like to fuck with touchdowns. When I do, like I said, I'll do one, and I like doing first touchdown, and I like doing it for a smaller wager. I like doing some fucking long-ass shot bet because then you're really cooking if you can hit that. Unfortunately, most times you won't. Your parlay's dead. But I like yardage totals. I like yardage because yardage is much more easier to predict, and usage is easier to predict than, touchdowns. Hey, Steve Casey, what's going on, bro? Brick says he hits pretty frequent. Are you doing like most of the favorites, like Derrick Henry's and shit? Stuff like that. It's like minus 200, minus 180, because those will be more frequent. Everyone likes a touchdown parlays because it's like the funnest thing to do, right? Whopper says, take the Saints. You like the Saints at +3, huh? I don't know if I can do it, bro. I don't know if I can do it. The only problem with player totals is when you go over, again, most people bet overs, is your guy gets hurt. When you start layering 7, 8 players, the odds of one of your players getting hurt is pretty decent, bro. Especially if you pick T. Higgins or Jalen Waddle. But that's the only problem there. And that goes along with touchdown parlays too. So like the under is generally smart in player props. That's why the numbers are always lower than they should be, because they're factoring an injury, and an injury automatically hits under. We're going to get to my bets here. You want to get to my bets? Again, this show, if you guys want, I'm a damn fantasy guy. Well, yeah, damn straight, man. We're all fantasy guys. This is also just a gambling show. Hey, Brick says, anyone else secure that week 1 W in fantasy? I'm not the guy to ask that question to because I'm in 25 fantasy leagues, like redraft leagues. So I went 15-10. So that was a pretty good week. Show you the bets. Ryan, you can just go I'm going to go through them right now, but if you want to, go in the description and it's linked in there. It's a 5-minute video, but I can get through them probably in 5 minutes here. But I would advise all you guys that haven't subscribed to subscribe, and you'll get the notification when I drop the video. It's every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central, sometimes at 6 p.m. To get those odds, because player props move a lot, dude. So last week I had Fields and Daniels over for rushing yards. They were both at 42.5. I bet them at like 3 p.m. Central here. And I put the video out at 7. And by the time the video came out and you were able to bet them, if I didn't text you, you're a personal friend of mine, they both went to 45 and 46. So they both still hit with that, but like you want to try, if you wait till Saturday, they will even go up farther possibly. So Ryan will ride with me tomorrow. Yeah, you should, man. Like I said, 64% the last 4 years. This is a 4-year sample size. Well, 3 years plus first week this year. That's a big sample size of, 200 bets. So went 2 and 3, won the important one. That's the key, right? I'm in one $500 league, and all the rest are 250s. So like that $500 league is worth 2 leagues to me. So I'm gonna go 2-0 in that one because I have Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs. They kicked ass. Each leg lowers your chance, the allure of the payoff. That's the thing. Vegas wants you to bet them parlays. The ghost leg, baby, Brick. The ghost leg's what's up. If you don't know how it works, the ghost leg is it takes away one leg. If you lose one leg, only one leg, it takes that out like it didn't exist, but it doesn't pay out what you put in. So if you did a 3-leg parlay that was plus 600, if you get 2 out of the 3, it'll pay out whatever those 2 were together. So it'll probably pay out like plus 280 or plus 300, which is still great because the problem is they want you to bet 5 or 6 legs, and the odds of only losing one is less. So I only do 3 legs, and if I lose one, I get paid the double up essentially. So the ghost leg thing is great. All right, we're gonna get through the bets here. There's only fucking 11 people in here to get this knowledge, so that's on them, baby. First one, this one's easy money, baby. Easy money. Jamar Chase over 83.5 receiving yards. I don't know why it's so low. So this one has a stipulation because if it's on DraftKings right now, this is 87.5 receiving yards. On FanDuel, it's 83.5. It hasn't moved. So it is a 4-yard gap. And what I did was I put a little extra on the over 83.5 than I usually would. And I put a little on the under 87.5, which there's a world where I win both. I know I'm costing myself a little juice, but that's a 4-yard gap, man. If he has 84, 85, 86, 87 receiving yards, I win both. So, but I love this one, man. Like, what do you guys think about this one? Damn straight, Ryan. What do you guys think about this one? Jamar Chase coming off that piss poor performance. Joe Burrow coming off. I like Joe Burrow's props too, but I feel like this is a Jamar Chase game, right? Jaguars secondary is poo. This is going to be a low-key shootout, second highest implied total of the slate here. So this is a low number, man. We always see Jamar Chase bounce back big, and Joe Burrow's going to be looking for him. I think he gets 10 targets. That's my reasoning. So thoughts in the comments before I move on to the next one. What's just so crazy, I know it was preseason. Like Brick says, yeah, all signs point to a monster game from the Bengals. Right, worst case scenario, it's 70, which I like those bets because best case scenario, it's 180 yards. So we're talking about a range of outcomes is like 60 or 70 for his low and 180 for his high. If you watch preseason, man, I know it was preseason. They played a lot of their starters. That's why I bet the Bengals week 1 because I knew that, and they ended up winning the game, luckily. But remember that first drive in the second preseason game when Jamar Chase had 73 yards and he played like 8 snaps. So TB says under for me, under on Jamar for you on the week. We can do a little side hustle, bro. I just think that's a low number for Jamar Chase. Like it has to happen. There's not really like any statistical matchup based shit besides the fact that I don't think the Jags defense is that great. They don't have a corner that can cover him, and he's the best receiver in football. And he's been getting a lot of shit, man, in the fantasy community. You don't think he fucking reads that shit? Again, not a reason to bet it, but we got next one. We'll go to the next one. Bo Nix over 18.5 rushing yards. We kind of touched on this a bit when we were talking about the Broncos game, but that was a rough game for Bo Nix. He played terrible. He was making the wrong decisions. It was awful. So for me, Bo Nix averaged 25 yards a game rushing last year. He's pretty mobile. They don't design runs for him like a Josh Allen or Lamar, but this one seems pretty cakey to me, man. Over 18.5. I feel like he's gonna pull it down 4 or 5 times. And seems easy. Thoughts on this one, guys? Oh, I'm barely drinking these beers. I got to get my act together here. That's very mad low. Last year, like I said, his number was always in the mid-20s. That's what he averaged. Brick says, I can see it. Despite the Dolphins' garbage performance, the Colts' defense ain't that special. No, it's not. And I feel like he's going to be a little gun-shy about passing. Like, the last thing he wants to do is start the year with, like, 3 more picks, dude. So I feel like Sean Payton's going to tell him to be more conservative, and they're still going to call enough pass plays to where if it's not there, Bo Nix going to tuck that shit and run, baby. Okay, moving on to next one. This is probably my favorite one of the week. So we have inclement weather possible in Miami. Drake May, 25-plus rush yards. Again, same thing. Drake May looked awful as a passer last week. Had a lot of attempts, but he was airmailing dudes. Drake May is a Josh Allen, and I feel like this is a must-win game for the Patriots. And Drake May is going to take this upon his shoulders, those broad-ass shoulders, and he's going to have 45 rushing yards. Higgins is healthy. I think Chase gets close. TB is not liking this Jamar Chase bet, but I think I'm more of a rushing quarterback prop whisperer. Those rushing yards. That's my forte. That is like it's 70+%. That's my I can't bet them all because the percentage will go down. I have one more this week, but Drake May, and the thing is just Drake May thing. DraftKings and FanDuel has it at 24.5, but that's like minus 114. Go to FanDuel and go to his alternate rushing yards. 25 plus is minus 104. I like that. At least it was when I bet it. Dude, Drake May is a beast, man. And they're going to call it. This is opposite of the Bo Nix one. They're going to call design runs for Drake May. Mark it down. When you watch the game, you're going to thank me later if you bet it. They're going to give him 2 or 3 design runs. He's 230 pounds. So I expect that coming. And I think 25, I know it seems like kind of a high number. It's that hybrid number of like lower than the scramblers, but higher than like the kind of pocket passers. But Drake May, 25 plus yards. I'm loving this one. This one I just have to do because I know that after 3 weeks, we're going to see Justin Fields rushing totals in Vegas be like 56, 57 a week because that's what it was. Remember the year when he went off for the Bears, he had 1,100 yards rushing for the year. his weekly over-under rushing total was like in the 60s. And he was hitting it even at 60. So I think we want to get ahead of it. I bet Justin Fields last week was 42.5. He got 48 only, which is why the number's only 43.5 against the Bills, who we know cannot stop rushing quarterbacks. They cannot stop the zone read. They cannot stop the RPO. They cannot establish the edge there. Justin Fields is going to just crush this one. I think 2 out of these 3 rushing props are going to win. I get you, Steve. You don't want to double up, but I'm doubling down. Dobbins or JMO for fantasy? I'll give you a fantasy answer real quick, Crimson. We will say JMO and full PPR. Standard, I'm going Dobbins. Half PPR, still JMO. So most likely JMO. Or Keenan. Keenan doesn't move it for me. It's JMO. You're starting JMO on this one. All right, Justin Fields, 43.5. What do you guys think about this one? Great matchup for it, in my mind. Justin Fields, we know who Justin Fields is, man. He's a dude. He looked great passing last week. I don't know if that's going to continue. No problem, Crimson. For those of you that haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're probably not going to get to the number. We haven't had no subscribers yet, but 50 subscribers, 50 likes. We are not close to that. We have 7 likes, and I'm going to be doing this for another half hour. Depends how long you guys want to hang out. I'm drinking. My wife's gone for the night. So I'll give out a free $10 bet. Free $10 bet if you guys do. Trying to grow the channel, going live here every night. I've been on every night. TB can attest to that. Steve can attest to that. It's good info. My guests usually they're really good. They're not always on, but they'll start coming on more. But yeah, JMO's the answer there. So you guys like the Justin Fields one? I guess the way I like to look at these, that's what Steve says. If he wins, give it to somebody else. What a guy. He's balling. He doesn't need the money. It's only $10, but the way I like to look at a lot of these prop bets at the bare minimum is, would I ever consider the under if I'm taking the over? Same with line bets, right? Do I see the world why people are taking the other side? And this Justin Fields one, I would absolutely never bet the under in this. I think the alt line, I love the alt line too. What's 23.5, Robbie? Is that the Drake May? Because Drake May was 24.5, which is essentially 25 plus. But 24.5 was like minus 114. So it may have moved down. Yeah, dude, then even better, man. I'm happy with what I got just because I figured that number might go up. So I get these right away when I see them come out if I like them. And more times than not, they move the other way. This is the one I didn't think would. I think the Bo Nix one might end at 20. I think Justin Fields might end at 46. So I got 2 more bets for you guys, or 1 more bet, and then I have my long shots. And I have anytime touchdown. So this is the last one. Jameson Williams, we just talked about him in the fantasy conversation, over 47.5 receiving yards. I haven't seen if they release his rushing and receiving yards. I do like that one because he's known to get like an end around for like 40, 50 yards or even 10 yards. That wasn't available when I did the show, so I just went 47.5. If it was like 52.5 rushing and receiving, I'd probably lean that way to insulate myself. But this is a good spot for Jameson Williams. Bears defense is beat up. I know they look good against the Vikings, but they had training wheels on J.J. McCarthy. That was a rough situation. Lions are going to come out gun in this game. That's 1 deep pass for Jameson Williams. I also love his alternate line. I think 80-plus yards is like 2.5 to 1, plus 250. Love that one. What are your guys' thoughts on JMO? Braylon Allen, first tutty. Ooh, what is that? What is that number, dude? I'm going to go back to this one on the screen, though. JMO over 47.5. That's my last prop. So 5 props. I'm very confident they will go 3-2. I hope they go 4-1. Shit, I hope they go 5-0. But I think worst case they're going 2-3, and I like the odds of them increasing that one. That's a good one. What is it, Steve? Is it like plus 900, 10 to 1, something like that? Because I do like that Braylon Allen. For it's probably more than that, bro. They're playing the Bills. It's probably 15 to 1, right? 12 to 1. Because I don't think they're not thinking that the Jets are gonna score first. And those are sometimes the best first touchdown props is you get really good value on the underdog and a team that's a heavy underdog because they're not likely to score a lot of points and most likely not going to score the first points. So I really like that one. It's a good call, Brick. Yeah, 12-1 sounds good. All right, I got some bets I bet here, and we're going to go through these. This one I just bet today. Someone in the chat got me on this one. Mark Andrews, anytime TD, plus 175. I know he's not a running back, but he might as well be plus 175. I would like it much more if it was 2-1. Wouldn't we all like better odds? But plus 175, this seems like a guarantee Mark Andrews touchdown game. I mean, he had one catch last week, so Steve says it was 5 to make 57 on that Braylon Allen first touchdown. That's solid, man. We didn't really see any goal line work for the Jets, so we don't know who it is. I'm guessing it's still Braylon Allen. I mean, it's going to be Justin Fields as well, but I think it's going to be Braylon Allen on the field if it's first and goal from the 3. And that's all you want, right? You're betting on the fact that Jets get the ball first, because if the Bills do, they're probably scoring. But you're talking about 12-1, 10-1. I like that, man. That's a good one. I'll get to my deep. I have some deep cuts I like betting like the 20+ to ones and just sprinkling money on all of them. I don't parlay them because that's insane. Just sprinkle. What are your thoughts on Mark Andrews anytime TD plus 175? I think that's easy money because I feel like this should be plus 130 against the Browns. Browns are not good against the tight end. Mark Andrews, that's a security blanket, right? Definitely a security blanket. So, yeah, I like that one a lot. All right, ready to get to the long shots? We want to get some long shots, have some fun. Here we go. Some long shots. They're gonna go in order. I think they all get longer, or maybe not longer. But first one, Chickaconquo, plus 2,200, 22-1 for Chickaconquo. This is a good one, dude. I know the Titans are not favored, and that's why it's such a high number. He had a rough week, but he's on the field a lot. He ran the second most routes in that game. He's going to lead on the tight end. Tony Pollard's not the best goal line back, so that's my reasoning here. 22-1, sprinkle $5 on these, and I have 5 of them, so I put $5 on all of them. It's $25 risk. If I hit one of them, I am quadrupling, almost 5 times my money on all of these because some of them are 30-1. What are your guys' thoughts on Chick? And there's 5 of them, so I love them all. Obviously, I don't think that they're like any of them are guarantees, but I'm a big fan of this one. We're going to go to the next one, but Chicago 22-1. I mean, hell yeah, baby. We love that one. Next one. This one is awesome, dude. Sam Darnold is 30-1. Now, he's not exactly a scrambler, but he doesn't have a lot of red zone weapons like JCM. JCM. JSN is not a red zone threat necessarily. And they don't have a tight end right now that they trust. It's AJ Barner and Elijah Arroyo. Cooper Kupp blows. So this one at 30-1 in a game against Pittsburgh, which I think Pittsburgh's offense is going to struggle. What is Hunter Henry's number, Brick? He says he liked Chig, but I actually took Hunter Henry instead first TD. Is that like a 12-1? Because I don't mind that one as well. Hunter's not really a major touchdown scorer, but again, they have a receiver room problem as well. So Sam Darnold, though, yeah, it's probably 12-1. That's my guess. I have a good feeling on most of these. A good feel on most of these. Yeah, dude, I go through every week when they release them, and I just find the ones that make sense that are the longest odds. I don't like if it's 12-1 for a non-guarantee, right? Not a starting running back or not like an elite tight end. I go for quarterbacks that are mobile. Like last week was Caleb Williams, 20-1. Love that one. Smash that one. Before that, I Dalton Kincaid was part of my parlay, but I bet that individually as well. I put $10 on it. It was 20-1. And that paid out $200. Like Dalton Kincaid is a starting tight end, kind of for Josh Allen. And I think the reason it was so high is people just expected the Ravens to score first, and that is where you get the value because we don't know who's going to win the kickoff. We don't know how this game's going to go. Sam Darnold 30-1, $5 pays what $150. Let's go. Yeah, JMO is in my flex. I love that. Hasn't changed. Still plus 14-1 for 14-1 for Hunter Henry. I might have to sprinkle on that one, buddy. Again, this is what this show is all about. We want to because it's so hard to how can you look at every single bet? right? There's so many options, so many different categories, so many teams, so many games. You can't look at every single bet and like you might gloss over them, but like when someone brings it up to you, it's easier just to be like, oh shit, like that's value, right? The key is you got to find value. And there's outliers that shouldn't be that high. And I feel like Sam Darnold should not be 30-1. He should be like 21-1 or 20-1. 30-1 is a very big long shot for a guy that can get a QB sneak. If it's first and goal on the half-yard line, like I feel like they'd probably give it to Charbonnet, but it's a 50-50 shot, and he's going to get in the end zone. This one's a little weird, but I like this just because I like the Bengals this week. Andre Yoshi-Bosh, 22-1. He's on the field a lot, man. He's a 70% snap player. Had, I think, 6 or 7 touchdowns last year. Nose for the end zone. Big fan of Yoshi-Bosh as a player. I feel like they're going to double, in the red zone at least, they're going to try to double Jamar Chase. Who the hell is that? Andre Yoshi-Bosh? That's the slot receiver, starting slot receiver for the Bengals, man. He had 6 touchdowns last year as a rookie. He's a poor man's Cooper Kupp. Well, a young Cooper Kupp. I comped him to a less athletic Puka Nacua. Brick says, you can if you work sales, only really work 3 hours a day. That's what I do, buddy. I spend all day on DraftKings. Yeah, and Pornhub. I mean, I go back and forth. It's like DraftKings, Pornhub. I'll put the little the screen and screen, right? Screen within a screen. And you get your bets and you get your porn all in one. All good, Steve. Yoshi-Bosh is an underrated name. I feel like that it should be higher. Like 22-1 isn't that great. But the reason I did this, I'm very, very confident the Bengals are the team to score first in this game. So like, unlike these other ones, which with Darnold and Chick, I can't guarantee. Most likely they're not the first touchdown, which is why their odds are so low. I'm very confident the Bengals score first. That's why I really like this 22-1 from Yoshi. That's the most thing, because it should be higher, but I think it's lower just because the Vegas knows they probably have a 70% chance to score first in this game. They're predicting that. I like this one too. These next two are quarterback ones. Dak Prescott 28-1. I'm very certain that they're going to score the first touchdown. I don't see the Giants scoring first. Oh, see ya, Brick. Being a good dad. What a good guy Brick is. So I see the Cowboys scoring first. Dak Prescott, I mean, there was a world back in the day where Dak Prescott was a 6 rushing touchdown a year guy. Now, those days are far gone. I'm more worried like his rushing yards are very low, always. But I know the guy can still get rushing touchdowns. 28-1 on a situation where I'm very confident that team's going to score first. Again, I'm throwing $5 on all of these and just hoping one of them hits. What are you guys' thoughts on Dak? Pickens first tutty is good too, but it's just the odds, man. I'm looking for long shots. These are long shots. Last one, Bryce Young, 28-1 for this baby right here. Bryce Young last year down the stretch, when he had that epic fantasy stretch, had I think it was 6 rushing touchdowns in 6 games. So you're getting a guy that has, and I think that was kind of an outlier, but you're getting a guy that is struggling passing, has one weapon in the red zone, and is mobile. So I think why it's so high is they're just not thinking that Carolina's going to score much. They're not thinking they're going to be the first team to score. But 28-1, man, that's I like those odds. I really like those odds. I think Pickens is like 5 or 6-1, which I get it. I'd probably prefer his anytime touchdown number than his first touchdown number, just because 5-1. When his anytime is probably plus 180 or plus 200. I feel like those are pretty close. So thoughts on Bryce Young and thoughts on Dak. We got both these two to end it. I'll put them all up again one more time, but I'll go through them now. So we have Chick 22-1, Darnold 30-1, Yoshi 22-1, Dak 28-1, and Bryce Young 28-1. I feel like one of those 5 is going to hit, and you don't need them to hit because if they hit, you're quadrupling. You're getting 4 times your money, almost 5 times your money, depending on which ones hit. And there goes Michael Myers. I think my house is haunted, man. So I like all these dude as long shots. Again, I'm not. Don't fucking yell at me if they don't hit, but Dak over Young. Dak and Darnold are your faves for Steve. I'm going to be very excited when one of these hits because that's how you make money, right? Like if you do enough of them, they will hit and you're not having to put a premium. You don't have to throw a lot of money on them because they're going to pay. Even if you throw $1 on them, bro, you're getting $28 for a $1 bet on most of these. If you do $1 on every one of them, you're risking $5 and if one of them, I think it's a 20% chance, 30% chance, maybe 40 that one of them hit, you're going to double your money at least. I love this slate. This week's good, man. Week 1, I always like to take a little step back because I know we're all excited for football, but people tend to get a little bit too aggressive, and we don't know. And I know 1 week is hard to get like a sample size, but Steve, I am so excited about fantasy, mostly because I had Tucker Kraft going in 10 leagues. So I already went 15-10 to start week 1, 15-10, solid start. But now I had Tucker Kraft give me 24 points as my tight end. So I should win at least 7 or 8 of those leagues. That's such a big advantage when I was already favored in most of those matchups anyway. Now you get a tight end rocking a fucking 24 banger. So, and that's what we want to do. We want to start strong. It's just like NFL teams, right? You want to go 2-0. Every fantasy team you have that goes 2-0, the chance that you make the playoffs, I would say, because that means you have talented rosters most likely. Your points will be high, so you're going to probably have that tiebreaker at the end of the year, and you're 2-0. You're looking at 70+% chance to make the playoffs. Casey says, yeah, I have a lot of Tyler Warren this year, so I'm hoping he's a league winner for you. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be a league winner, but he's going to be a top 5 tight end, and where you drafted him, that's borderline. It's hard for a tight end to be a league winner, right? But it's going to give you an advantage every week, and you didn't put a high draft capital into him. So I have a lot of Tyler Warren too. I'm so happy about my tight end situation. I play a lot of fan tracks. I play a lot of full PPR, a lot of 12 teamers. And I have 10 shares of Kraft. I have 5 shares of Warren. And I have 6 shares of Trey McBride, which Trey McBride didn't necessarily pop off. But, like, Bowers is gimpy right now. And Kittle got hurt. So, like, I chose what appears to be the right guys. And, unfortunately, I have 2 shares of Mark Andrews, not worried about. 2 shares of Dalton Kincaid. But, like, in 80% of my leagues, I have an amazing tight end at good value. And I think Tucker Kraft is just the cherry on top, dude. I love Tucker Kraft. I wish you guys had watched the show earlier because I talked about Tucker Kraft every goddamn episode from June on. And to the point where my partner's story was just like, dude, shut the fuck up about Tucker Kraft. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Because last year I was on Jake Ferguson, and that one sucked because he had 0 touchdowns. He hurt his MCL week 3. Dak got hurt week 7. So, like, it was such a weird path for him, and he didn't have a touchdown. I think Schoonmaker had like 4 touchdowns. But I think we all know that last year, if it had gone smooth for the Cowboys, Jake Ferguson was a tight end 11 getting drafted, was going to crush his ADP. And Tucker Kraft is that guy for him now. Yeah, like that was just a bad situation for Ferguson. And look what they had last year. Like this year, it's different because they have Pickens. Last year, they had nobody, bro. It was literally CeeDee Lamb and like Brandon Cooks. So like Ferguson was going to crush last year. And I love those mid to late round tight ends. Like I hate the tight end dead zone is what you don't want to draft. And this year it's looking correct because it was Hawkinson, it was Kelsey, it was Andrews, it was Laporta, and there's one more name. And Laporta looks fine. I think Laporta's fine. He went a little high for me. I hit on Kamara a lot last year. Kamara was so underrated. I'm a little worried about him this year because I think last year Kamara was actually going later than he was this year. I think last year Kamara was like a 5th round pick. This year he was like mid 4th. Kamara was such a stud. Unfortunately, it didn't really help you down the stretch in terms of like fantasy playoffs, but it didn't matter. He got you there and he was a 5th round pick. Like Kamara was like RB7. So especially in PPR. Yeah, I could talk fantasy football all fucking day. I can't wait for the gambling. Can't wait for the football tomorrow. It's going to be a fucking great time. It always just goes too fast, man. Like we're already in week 2. I feel like next thing we know, it's week 7. Then we're into the fantasy playoffs. Then we're in the actual NFL playoffs. And that shit fucking flies by. Hey, although they are talking about extending the season, right? They're trying to make it 19 weeks. Because now it's 18 weeks, right? Because there's 17 games. So 18 weeks. I am not opposed because you got to give teams 2 bye weeks, though. And that's what they don't want to do. They fucking hate the players, indentured servants, slaves, if you will. That's a Jerry Jones thing. You got to give these guys 2 bye weeks. That would be so nice. Spread the season out an extra week. Give these teams 2 bye weeks. More football, more revenue, more fun for us. Like, I don't need 16 games every week, man. I'm fine with just like 12 games, right? 20 weeks, 2 buys. Oh, 20 weeks. See, yeah, if you're going to add 2 buys, you probably want to add a couple weeks. Good call, Steve. Yeah, dude, let's just bring that out. Like on the contrary, NBA needs to make their season shorter. Baseball needs to make their season shorter. Dude, I'm not a verbal Nazi over here. Punctuation Nazi, dude. I was good in English class, but my punctuation sucks dick, dude. I am bad at that. Texting is ruined. Texting is ruined. Baseball is crazy how short it is. Texting has ruined all like our punctuation and like no one kids don't even know how to write these days. Baseball's too long. NBA is too long. I mean, those guys are all just sitting every game. Like imagine the NFL doing like load management. Like they do play management where certain guys don't play a lot anymore, like as much as they should, which is smart. But like we got guys just sitting out fucking primetime games and shit. Like fuck that, man. You're getting paid so much money. I'm not one of those. Like I understand athletes deserve to get paid what they get paid, right? I break this down to my mom. She's a teacher, and I'm like, Mom, how many teachers are there in the world? And the number is astronomical. How many professional football players are there in the world? It's a fucking small list. How many NBA players? How many professional NBA players are there? It's 12 times 30. It's 12 times 30. So it's 400 NBA players. It's not even like doctors, for instance, make a lot of money, but there's so many fucking doctors. Like to be an NBA player, to be an NFL athlete, to be a professional athlete, you are so far and above the next guy. And like the work that these guys put in, man, it's a year-long, full-time, 12-hour-a-day job. And they deserve the money. And we want to pay. We want to see, right? Like, especially football players, bro. These guys are all so fucked in the future. Like CTE, we don't even know yet. Like, just wait. Just wait till it comes out. Like, these guys are all so fucked. Aaron Hernandez had stage 3, and he was 24 years old or whatever it was when he stopped playing football. He missed an entire year from an ACL as well. So, like, these guys are all so fucked from CTE, and it's for our enjoyment. So, like, I don't care. A lot of them, it makes their life, right? They wouldn't have made it otherwise. So that's what they're signing up for. But the NFL is trying to fucking hush this thing, man. Being a player must be frustrating all the travel. I mean, it was frustrating. It sucks to be away from your family or whatever, your hometown. But like now it's like luxurious travel, dude. They're not flying commercial. Where like back in the 70s and 80s and even early 90s, they were flying commercial. So like, I don't think they hate it too much. Like I'm not a big fan of traveling in terms of like the actual travel. I hate airports. All those fucking people with the masks. Not to name a faction of people. You know who I'm talking about. They all taking pictures and shit. I painted a picture for you, but I don't think their travel. It sucks going like time zone to time zone, but Leafy Green's got some good ones here for us. Flowers, 67 rushing and receiving. I like that. See, that's what I wanted with the Jamison Williams bet I had, but it wasn't up. Henry, 105 rushing receiving. Jackson, 40-plus rushing. Allen, 200 passing. Coleman, 40 receiving. Shakir, 30 receiving. Hall, 40 rushing. That is a big one. What are the odds on that one, Leafy? That's a lot of players for my liking, but what are the odds on that one? Coleman's a little scary this week, man. He's got Sauce Gardner on him. Good night, Steve. Thanks for watching, man. One of my new loyal guys. Definitely a new loyal guy. I appreciate the loyal dudes. What up, Gregory? We got take Giants and over that game. Patriots huge and the over. Wow, Giants and the over, huh? That's a Russell Wilson bet, essentially. Plus 675 says Leafy for that parlay. Yeah, those are a lot of all unders. That's just a lot of names, but the one problem with those is you're one injury away from fucking you. I like Gregory's takes there. I definitely like the over in the Patriots game. I'll go through. There's some new people in here. I'm going to go through my bets for you guys real quick. And I'll go to my long shots if you guys want to stick around because this is what's up. First bet, we got Chase, 83.5 receiving yards. Second one, Bo Nix, 18.5 rush yards. We got Drake May, 25-plus rush yards. Fields, 43.5 rush yards. Jamison Williams, 47.5 receiving yards. We have one anytime TD bet for you. That is Mark Andrews, plus 175. Here's the long shots, man. 5 long shots. I love first touchdowns. Chick, 22-1. Darnold's probably my favorite with the odds, 30-1. Yoshi Vosh, 22-1. I feel like the Bengals are definitely scoring first. I love that stab. Dak at 28-1, as well as Bryce Young, 28-1. Dawson Knox, plus 3,300 first touchdown. Yeah, that's... I think Kincaid is down to like 16-1. So last week I won a lot of money on Kincaid's first touchdown. He was 20-1. And I think Dawson Knox was 25-1. So that could be a good stab, man. 33-1 on the 1B there that's going to play around the goal line. Yeah, that's a juicy one. I wonder what Ray Davis's is, because I could see a world. Ray Davis didn't get a lot of playing time last week. I could see a world where Ray Davis gets, he gets a goal line carry. I know it's more like later in the game, but I could see a world of that. But Dawson, now it won't be 33-1, I don't think. And if it is, I might want to sprinkle that one too. We're like fairies, dude. We just sprinkle. We're just sprinkling on things. Let's just keep sprinkling. What else do you guys have for me? I can go through my bets again, but you guys have already seen them, and there's 10 fucking people in here for some reason. Again, if you're in here, if you're one of the 10, subscribe. Please check out the channel. Like, you're going to get good information 7 days a week for this shit, man. We're slowly building here. We were building. We were getting 10,000 views here for a while, and now it's kind of tapered off. It's fine. It'll get back, man. I got great guests, great content, a lot of fun, some dick jokes, good cutaways, a lot of good bets. The gambling saying is my favorite, but this is ultimately a fantasy football show, at least during the 7 months during football season. That's where the money's to be made. And next year, you guys are all going to get a nice sneak preview from the beginning of the year. You guys that are just kind of been watching every show. We hit on a lot of guys so far this year. And last year, if you would have followed, you would have killed, man. My picks weren't as good. My boy Story had Jaden Daniels everywhere. That was his number one PP. We had Terry McLaurin. We had a lot of guys that went off. What do we got in the comments? Sorry, I missed this one. I have a good feeling about that parlay. Yeah, I do. I'm going to put it back up here for the audience, too. It's a long one. A lot of players, but I'm trying to think what's my least favorite one of all these. It's probably Keon Coleman, 40-plus receiving yards. Just because of the Sauce Gardner thing. Shakir is going to be money. Hall is going to be money. Allen should be money. Derrick Henry should be money. Lamar. I think Lamar's 40 rushing and Coleman 40 receiving are my two least likely ones, just because they might beat the shit out of the Browns and Lamar might just be like throwing the ball. And then Coleman has the Sauce Gardner factor. So those are my two that I see are most likely to miss. And I guess we'll see how it plays out. But I think the other ones are all like 90, I'd say 80 plus % chance of hitting. Flowers might be the next one, I'd say, because 67 is kind of a high number. But the other ones are like Shakir for sure happening. Hall for sure happening. Josh Allen for sure happening. Henry is, 105 yards against that defense. Right. Good call. He doesn't really do it very often, but 40 is just kind of a high. I know it's Lamar. It's kind of a high number. And like the thing is, he kind of picks and chooses his spots a lot. And I think the one nice thing about that bet for Lamar is that they came off a devastating loss. So like, had they won that game against the Bills, I might feel a little different about it, because like he is playing the long game. Like, we know there's like the Ravens started off super slow last year. And like, there's no world the Ravens missed the playoffs. I think the Chiefs might have to be a little worried about that, but there's no world the Ravens missed the playoffs. There's no world they lose this game to the Browns. Although last year, I think they lost to the Browns, right? That was was that Jameis? That was Jameis' first game. Now, Gregory says, what do you think about the Browns covering? I don't mind them on the line, right? Just, I don't think they're winning the game. I think that's going to be a backdoor cover where they're down by, 17 or something. They score a late touchdown. I can't see a world where the Browns, they played their game, like their Super Bowl. I feel like they played their hearts out against the Bengals last week, and they're going to try, man. I just don't think they have the talents. The defense is good, but unfortunately you're playing against the most exotic, hard to stop offense in the NFL. You just can't stop. The Ravens have so many ways to beat you. It's fucking crazy. They almost have too many ways, which they kind of like trick themselves, right? Like at the end of games, they lose games because they try to get cute. Like, give the ball to fucking Derrick Henry, and then when they sell out, just do an RPO and fucking Lamar go around the left edge and you get 20 yards. They always fuck that up. Harbaugh's a good coach, though. I'm not trying to shit on Harbaugh. I wish the Bears had a coach like Harbaugh. I think all of us in the NFL, as NFL fans, if you're not a fan of the Ravens, outside of like the Rams and Lions and a couple other teams, wish we had a coach like Harbaugh. Either Harbaugh. Harbaughs are good dudes. We got a fantasy question here. MF, you playing Mahomes or Justin Fields? What's the scoring, man? 6 for a passing touchdown. It's Mahomes. 4 for a passing touchdown. I'm probably playing Justin Fields, dude. I'm a big Justin Fields guy, so I'm a little bit biased, but it's not an easy matchup against the Eagles. There's not a lot of receivers out there. You're one hit away from Marquise Brown being out. Gregory, unfortunately, PPR, what's the quarterback scoring, MF? Is it 4 for a passing or 6 for a passing? And are there other passing bonuses? So if it's a 300-yard passing bonus league, I would probably go Mahomes. But if there's no bonuses and it's 4 for a passing touchdown, I'm going Fields. No problem, dude. Gregory says, I wanted Jim for Washington. I think before Quinn, I think Quinn's kind of a bum, dude. I think he's a good coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. I know it's like blasphemy to say after what happened last year where he led that team to an NFC championship game. I think Jaden Daniels led that team. And I think Cliff Kingsbury led that team. I think Quinn's a decent coach. I think he's kind of an old school like buffoon though. How are you feeling about JJ McCarthy? I'm a huge Vikings fan. He was looking like a playoff quarterback in that fourth quarter. Yes. He was looking like a Pro Bowl quarterback in the fourth quarter. He was also looking like, I'm not going to say like the worst quarterback I've ever seen. I know it was his first game, but it was Johnny Manziel type shit. It wasn't really turning the ball over, but the first half of that game was like a 1 out of 10, bro. It was awful. I think I like him. I like him a lot. I'm probably more bullish on Penix long-term than McCarthy, just because I haven't seen it from McCarthy. He didn't play a lot in college. Great situation. My thing with these college quarterbacks is the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now all went to bad colleges, like bad situations. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Mahomes went to Texas Tech. Lamar went to Louisville. A lot of these all-time quarterbacks had bad situations in college, and they got their brains beaten in. They had lesser talent, and they overcame to where like the quarterbacks that JJ McCarthy went to Michigan. Not a good thing because you have NFL like that's why Alabama quarterbacks always suck because they have all NFL players around them. They have the talent advantage. They have professional offensive lines, professional coaches, first round receivers, all that shit. And they come in the NFL and they go to bad situations. Brady went to Michigan, but Brady didn't play a lot in college. So and Michigan wasn't really the powerhouse back then that they are now, or they were with McCarthy, if that makes sense. There's outliers. There are like Aaron Rodgers went to Cal, not a good school. Herbert went to Oregon, which they're a pretty good program. Like, yeah, they're a pretty good program, but they play in the Pac-12 or they played in the Pac-12. Majority of the elite quarterbacks, though, are go to smaller schools and have not a lot around them. And that builds a lot of character. That builds a lot of stuff for the long run for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can give me some names like Tua. Like, for instance, that's why Alabama quarterbacks always suck dick. Tua sucks. Who was the other guy that was out of the league in like 2 years from Alabama? He's a coordinator now. It's tough when you have the NFL talent around you. Chase, hey, Chase, what's up, bro? My dude. Haven't seen you on here, Chase. I'm going to put Michael Myers back up. Always looking over my shoulder, dude. Eventually he's going to stab me. How you been, Chase? He's one of my favorite guys. Never met him. Probably a really handsome guy. Probably super hogged out. Guarantee that one. We did all our bets on this segment, but no worries, dude. What do you do for work, Chase? I bet he's a male stripper because he's handsome. Probably cleaning up, dude. At the end of the show, I will recap all my bets. We're just having a general football discussion as of now. Because I'm down with that. My wife is gone for the night, so I don't know what else I'm going to do. Am I just going to, I'm going to jerk off later, but what else am I going to do? Yeah, I still got that bet for you, Chase. We're going to... Industrial construction. Yeah, dude. Oceanic Man. Are you a fucking Ween fan? The band Ween? Oceanic Man? Ocean Man? Because I'm going to answer your question anyway, but if you're a Ween fan, now we're fucking talking, baby. What is, Gregory, what's Henderson's anytime touchdown? I like Henderson yards. If I didn't bet the Drake May 25-plus rushing yards, I was going to bet Henderson 37 rush yards or his rushing receiving. I do like that one. Oceanic Man, hit me up with your fantasy question and the group as well. We'll all answer it. But are you a Ween fan? Chase, just post your number real quick in the comment section. If someone hits you up from the group, whatever, it'll probably be a dick pic. And I'll text you. Ween, is that why your name's Oceanic Man? Because Ocean Man was taken? God, you're the shit. Okay, I'll answer any question you want, dude. I love Ween. Late fan. I didn't join the Ween fan club for a while. It took me a while, but I'm a 311 guy. Among others. Buckethead's the all-time best, but no dick pics, bro. I'm just kidding. I was saying I actually will send you a dick pic, so I could do it. No, I'll send you a picture of my wife's titties, bro. Ween's a shit. Oceanic Man, I'll take your fantasy question. We got Michael here. Do you think Tet will be good this week or start Ibuka? I mean, I'm starting Ibuka over Tet, but who are your other options? Leafy, I got Cardinals defense starting over Eagles in my fantasy. 100%, bro. Like, Eagles are they're going to take a while to gel. Cardinals have an amazing matchup. I'm starting the Eagles the Cardinals in like 7 leagues. So I actually dropped the Eagles in a league. I dropped them to pick up the Cardinals. So I'm right there with you. Oh, so Oceanic Man. All right. So I got to start one as a flex player, and I got to pick between Travis Etienne, Ricky Pearsall, Calvin Ridley. What is the scoring, Oceanic Man? Is it half point or full point? Either way, I think I would rank this Ricky Pearsall and then Ridley and Etienne tied. So I think you got to go Ricky Pearsall on this one. If it's full PPR, 100% Pearsall. If it's half PPR, I would maybe lean Etienne. Full PPR, you're going Pearsall, dude. Pearsall is a top 15 play this week. I'm pretty sure they ruled Juwan Jennings out. Kittle's out. Mac Jones is like the ultimate first read quarterback, and Ricky Pearsall is going to be his first read outside of Christian McCaffrey on most plays. Can I shout out your uncle, Ben? Hey, Uncle Ben. He died in Spider-Man. Nice. Michael says, I have either Ibuka, Tet, Pollard, or Kenneth Walker. Oh, bench Kenneth Walker. So is it 3? You have to pick 3 of those, or is it 2 of those? Because you're benching Kenneth Walker, like, for sure, bro. I would rank it Ibuka and Tet and Pollard are tied. I'm very bullish on Pollard's workload because he's going to get 20 touches. Unfortunately, it's PPR and he might only get 3 catches, but yeah, 100%. Let me know, is it 3 out? You get to start 3 out of those guys, or is it just 2 of those guys, or is it 1 of those? If it's 1 of those guys, you're going to win because your team's stacked. Chase, drop your number real quick or your email, whatever you want, and I'll get in touch with you. Team Money. What up, Team Money? What do we got? Oh, damn. 8-man league. All right, give me a second, Michael. Should I trade Dobbins and Pittman or Big Q for ETN? Yeah, dude. 100%. Yeah, if you're stacked at receiver, I'm not even the biggest ETN fan, but as of now, it's his job to lose, and I love that. So Dobbins is going to be phased out slowly. He's an expiring asset. Pittman, you're trading high on a Big Q. Both those guys, I would prefer to keep Pittman, So I would want Pittman over Quentin Johnson. So Dobbins and Quentin Johnson for ETN. Definitely do that one, man. Oh, did you do it in the comment section of the video? Like the video I just dropped, Chase? I don't see it on here. Yeah, definitely do that. So Michael says it's an 8-man league. That's stacked, full PPR. So it's starting a Buka, man. Ted's gonna have more of a target share, but like, do I want the wide receiver tied to a pipsqueak midget in Bryce Young, or do I want a guy tied to, on Monday Night Football, mind you, to Baker Mayfield? Give me a Buka. Now, when Chris Godwin comes back, we might have a discussion because it'd be later season rookie. Yeah, it probably does, dude. You put it in this section, in this chat, or did you put it? No problem, Michael. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll give you advice the rest of the fucking year, bro. If you want to win some money. Did you put it in this chat, Chase, or did you put it in the chat of the like actual betting video? Did you get to send me your email then too? No, I can't. It doesn't let you do it, I guess. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, bro. You're gonna see me on here a lot. Send me your email. Don't put yeah, I don't see it at all. Hold on. Nope. I see no dick pics from you. No, just put your email, dude. Just put your email, and then the next message, say what it is. Gmail, Yahoo, whatever. Don't do at Yahoo or at Gmail, and that'll work, I'm sure. God, Yahoo and their stupid fucking rules, dude. I shouldn't slander YouTube because they're my platform right here. Although they don't do much for me. I'm not even monetized yet. By the way, I will be monetized here in about a week or two. That's why I'm doing a lot of these videos. I'm gonna try to keep it up. I'm not really working much right now, so I love football. So I learn a lot from these, though. You know, talking it out just in general. I come to some realizations, talking this out to a bunch of people, and I don't want to look like a fool, right? So that's part of it. And I like giving advice, and you become a smarter player, right? Cool, bro. I will. I'll email you after the show, and we'll get that bet going. You have a lot of good options. Don't take one of my bets though, because then you definitely will win. I don't want you to win. I want to keep the money. I'm just kidding. What else we got? Any other questions? It's been an hour and a half. I could stick on for as long as people are in the chat. Once we start getting down to 5 or 10 people, I know I'm a poor man's YouTube star. I'm happy with like 15 people in here, but I will say they're the right people because you guys are all pretty cool. Definitely Chase is super cool. Michael's cool. TB's awesome. Like I got some pretty cool people these last few weeks I've been watching. So I do appreciate you guys for just hanging out with me. I think I'm pretty fun to hang out with, dude. A lot of people like me. I don't know why. I'm kind of a dick, but I'm actually really nice on the feed. We have 11 likes in this video. We need 39 more likes and like 45 more subs, and I'll give out another free bet. So it's not looking good for that. But I mean, I want it to happen. And then, yeah. We can all rate your starting lineup, Oceanic Man. Ocean Man. Can you rate my starting lineup? 12-man, full PPR. Fields, Saquon, Kyron, London, Myers, Pearsall. Jake masturbates. I love Justin Fields. I'm big into him. Barkley and Williams are amazing. London, Myers, Pearsall. So it should be actually London, Pearsall, Myers, just so you know. Kidding. That's a B+, dude. It's a little bit up or down with Fields and Pearsall, but your running backs are steady. Drake London, I'm a big fan of. Unfortunately, that shoulder injury, we'll see how that plays out. But it doesn't seem to be a big concern because it wasn't like a game time decision, which is happy. But ooh, Chase says, can you give me a team for the survival challenge? Let's take a look at the board here. And here's what we can do, actually. We can go through game by game. I have it all here. Bills, let's go with the highest lines. I think the Ravens are the play if you want to make sure you advance. So what's the other team? Cardinals at Panthers is -6.5, but that's a division game. A little scared about that one. I think it's the Ravens, but is that like just a bullshit call? Like you're taking the highest line of the week? I appreciate you, Ocean Man. Any Ween fan's a friend of mine, dude. Sucks they're not touring anymore, but we had a good run. I only saw him once, unfortunately. Fucking great show. Only 2 years ago. Great show. Seen a lot of them on YouTube though. I think Lions. Actually. So if you don't want to, hey, Chase, is it a when you use a team kind of thing that you can't use them again for the rest of the year? Is that the way this survival challenge works? Because if that's the case, you may want to save the Ravens. I know like the Ravens are probably the most guaranteed win this week, but I would consider going with the Lions against the Bears for survivor pool. A little riskier, but yeah. And the Lions, I mean, we don't know this year. I think they're going to be better than what people are saying now, but they're not going to be that 12-win team probably that we saw with the division they play in. So I think Lions are the play. I don't know, man. I don't think the Bears are going to win this game. If the fact they lost to the Vikings in that manner at home, with the Vikings literally doing nothing the first half, I'm definitely taking the Lions. But the safe play is the Ravens. If you want to advance another week, how many teams are in it? I guess I'll ask you. Because that's a deciding factor. If it's a small survivor league, you're more likely to use the Ravens and just, stay alive. But you want to go a little more bold. The bigger the survivor league, at least what I've read, and I've done a few of them, you want to save your good teams for later because most of the other teams will use the Ravens. So I would probably go Lions. So like, what's how many teams are in the field? Do you know? Is it like 200 teams? A big one, huh? So I'd probably go Lions. Maybe we can find someone else I think you could possibly go Rams. I think Rams would be a good play. You can't go Niners. I think if you want to really go ballsy, I think Patriots is a good play. Now they're actually not even favored in the game, but when else are you going to use the Patriots and feel that confident, right? Maybe if the Patriots play the Browns. So I think that's the play. I don't think I see anything else I'm comfortable in. I mean, you can take the Bills, but again, that's the same thing. Like, I think the Bills have I think it's more likely the Bills lose to the Jets than the Ravens, obviously, because the Lions lose to the Browns. So you don't want to waste the Bills or the Ravens in this early season stuff, right? Michael says you're going to watch the Canelo fight. I did have a crazy long shot bet on it, man. I got a free bet. What is it on? I mean, I have a box. I get everything ever. Like, I have a Android box. Greatest thing in the world, dude. I paid $300 for it 2 years ago. I get every single sporting event. It's like 10,000 channels, some crazy amount. Every movie ever on demand, every TV show on demand, pay-per-view. Oh, it's on Netflix. When does it start? Soon? Sorry, I texted my wife. She's at a concert. Enjoying herself while I'm stuck here on YouTube getting hammered. Hey-oh. 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, I'd probably check it out. I'm probably going to get off here in a little bit. There's only 8 people in here. I'm just talking to myself at this point. Not really into boxing or MMA. I do like watching some Mike Tyson highlights from time to time. I know a lot of people hate on me for not liking MMA, but I'm not saying it's not entertaining, but I hear it's fun to gamble on. But yeah, I have I'll read you my bet I got. It gave me a college football. If I bet $15 on any college football bet, I got a free $15 bet on. Did LSU win? Tell me LSU won. Anyone know if they won? How about Arch Manning looking like a total fucking bum? What do you guys think about Arch Manning's prospects for the top pick? Hey-oh, LSU covered. Let's go. So I won that. Put 30 on LSU. Yes. So I got that, and I got the free bet. I only bet that. I don't bet too much college football. Last year I was betting so much, and I just don't know enough. I know enough, but I don't know like I know the NFL a lot. I don't know college very much. I want to find this bet for you because if you guys know boxing, it was like 40 something, 50 to 1. So first of all, who do you guys think is going to win the fight? It's going to be Alvarez is favored, right? So is he going to win or is Crawford going to win? So the bet is. Why can't I pull it up? I took a picture of it actually. What the fuck? You think Crawford's going to win? So I'm a clown then? Why can't I pull up what the actual bet is? Oh, it's Alvarez to be knocked down and then Alvarez to win the fight. And it's 40-1. For Alvarez has to get knocked down and Alvarez has to win the fight. So I think I like that one. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I saw the odds and it was 40-1. And I guess if they get knocked down, they're more likely to lose the fight, or they could lose it just on that. But a guy can get knocked down and fucking get right back up, right? Chase, I don't really watch boxing either, so I just know, like, I feel like that's a $15 bonus bet for free I got to win $1,600 or $600. So maybe I should watch, actually. Feel like that's something. I don't know. Again, that's why I don't bet on things I don't. I mean, I say I don't do it, and I just said I did. But it's all free now because I won $30 on that LSU bet to get that that free bonus bet. And that's nice because I only would have bet that. And I just saw the LSU line, and I know Florida's not very good this year. And they're in LSU. It was only -4.5. Seemed like free money to me. So I'm glad I did that one. Obviously that I won. But either way, I'm glad. I always take any bonuses, man. That's your edge on gambling, right? Promos, not all promos, right? But promos for sure. If you know, don't just bet a baseball bet if you don't know baseball and do a promo. But promos, sign up bonuses. So I have a buddy, Story, my partner on the show. You've seen him. He is up like, I don't know, dude, 20 grand gambling. But he's done, like, he travels a lot for work. He's done every promo, every book ever, and he's very disciplined. And like, that's his edge. Levy says, I like the name Crawford. It's kind of a cool name. I've heard cooler names. Leafy Greens is a cooler name than Crawford, bro. Does that mean you're a big toker, Leafy? Is that what that means? I'm an ex-giant smoker. So I smoked weed for 16 years straight, every day of my life, all day, every day of my life. And then essentially I quit right around the time it was legal in my state, which is kind of funny. I said, Leafy Greens, are you a big smoker? You smoke weed, Leafy Greens. He probably didn't get that because he's high as shit. Now, alcohol is not exactly a good substitute, unfortunately. It's probably a worse substitute. Yeah. Oh, I like 420 friendly. That's an old like dating app thing where it's like, are you 420 friendly? Yeah, I smoke weed every day my whole life, and then once it became legal here, I fucking quit. Not because it was legal, which maybe, but no, it started giving me anxiety and shit. And now weed's just too good, and I get scared. So I smoke weed when I'm super hammered some nights, super late. I'll take a couple puffs, and I just get like paranoid, which is not a good feeling. All right, before I take off, anything else you guys want to ask? It can be anything, dude. Any question. Chase, I'm going to get a hold of you here after this, and we're going to get your bet in. Anything you want. Sexual questions. It could be fantasy football questions. It could be general NFL questions. It could be anything, dude. I shall answer any of your questions. In the meantime, I'm going to have a little fun and fuck around with this shit because why the hell not? What do I got for you? Oh, this is a good one.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Just messing around with the new app I have, and I can put clips in, and it's always fun. It's always fun. Yeah, I got you, Chase. You earned it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Go, Pack, go. Fuck the Packers. No, I respect them, bro. They look like a juggernaut. That's a good call there, Leafy. For me, it used to just be like wake up in the morning, get high, and stay high until I fall asleep. Which is a fun way to live. It's a very fun way to live. This is my favorite clip. I'm going to play this one. This is my favorite clip. I had this set up for the recap show where I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm just trying to take it all in, all the stuff I just watched on the Sunday. My favorite Family Guy clip ever.
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
Just taking it all in. Just taking it all in. You're staring into my daughter's bedroom. Yeah, she's really grown into her body. F the Bears. I mean, what have the Bears ever done to anyone? They're harmless, bro. They're like the Cubs. We're harmless. We don't hurt anyone. We suck every year. And it's funny to talk shit because we never had a quarterback. So, I don't know. If I was like a fan of, let's say, the Steelers or something, or I guess you're a Packers fan, but if I was a Vikings fan, Packers fan, Lions fan, why would you ever not like the Bears? Like, we give you free victories. We suck. And it's free money for you guys, dude. Asian Jesus chips I'm eating right now. So good. I almost forgot that I tipped the delivery driver 50 cents. So that's a bad. What did you get delivered? You got chips delivered and you got 50 cents? Did they deliver chips? That's a strange one. Well, now you can still, Leafy, now you can still smoke all day, every day. Fuck the responsibilities, right? Like, you could be a functional pothead. You know what I mean? Like, Skull, Minnesota. I got to get to the bottom of this Asian Jesus comment because you tip 50 cents. Did you get pizza and then you're eating chips, or did you get chips from the delivery driver? Because it seems strange to get chips delivered. I know you can get anything delivered now, so I'm not trying to judge. I just didn't know people got like chips delivered. And what kind of chips? If you got chips, they better be good ass chips, right? Some jalapeno cheddar, or, you can't just get like basic like barbecue or some shit. You want to get something a little exotic, Yeah, that's a good a good comment there. Asian Jesus is probably high as fuck. By the Emperor, how you doing, brother? Emperor, Dark Angels. I'm doing good. We're not gonna stand here much longer. We've been on for an hour 43 minutes. You can always rewind the stream though, and all the bets. We'll go through all the bets. I can go through them one more time if more people join, but I've been moderating this entire thing. I'm kind of hammered, so, and I want to watch that fight. Maybe watch that fight. I have a lot of money on it, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, Asian. This is a good quote. Bunch of snacks from the store for munchies, and I'm gonna report them as stale, so I get my money back and buy me some more weed. Does that work? Like, can you get stale snacks? I don't know if you want to necessarily put out your scam on. This isn't like social media, but I'm not going to report you. I don't care. Fuck corporations. Like, get your fucking money back and buy some more weed, man. But that's a nice scam, dude. You can just like live off that, right? But I guess eventually they're going to catch on to your scam and be like, not everything is stale. Were they stale though? And if you're just smoking, you can still drive to the store. Can you get a DUI for driving on weed? I know there's like a DWI thing, but it's hard to test for that shit. I used to love driving high, dude. That was the days where you couldn't drive high because it was illegal, but super fun. Next thing you know, you're going 7 miles an hour in a fucking 20-mile-an-hour zone. But it's way better than driving drunk. We don't want to drive drunk. I'm not advocating for driving drunk. I'm also not advocating for driving high, but I don't like paying delivery charges, so that's my thing. All right, should I go through the bets? If everyone's in here, 15 people in here, subscribe to the channel, whoever's in here. We're going to be, hell yeah, Leafy. We all still do it. Never got pulled over because you're driving safe and slow. Whoever's in here, subscribe to the channel. We're doing this show every Saturday night, but 7 days a week for fantasy stuff, all and still betting stuff as well. We're going to go through the bets one last time, take a couple more questions, and I am outie. I am out of here. Just going to breeze through these fuckers. We have, let's see. I'm losing it here. All right, Jamar Chase. 83.5. Again, all of these bets are in the description of the channel. Go to the description. There's a video. It's a 5-minute video. Shows all the bets. We have Jamar Chase over 83.5 receiving yards. Bo Nix, 18.5 rushing yards. Drake May, 25 plus. Make sure you go on FanDuel to the alternate rush total. That's where it's 25 plus minus 104. Justin Fields, 43.5 rushing yards. Over. Jamison Williams, over 47.5 receiving yards. We have one anytime touchdown scorer. I love this one. Mark Andrews, 175. We have Chikakonkwo at 22-1. We have Sam Darnold, my favorite long shot, 30-1, baby. Yoshivash is 22-1. I think the Bengals score first there. Easy money. Not easy money, but likely money. Dak, 28-1. And then Bryce Young, 28-1. All about the bud, baby. So, I like all those bets. I'm going to put up my favorite one. I think this is my favorite one, man. Sam Darnold, 30-1 first touchdown. Unlikely, but definitely should not be 30-1. This should be like 22-1. So you're getting some value on this one. Sam Darnold, no red zone options. I broke it down before. No tight ends. Charbonnet solid, don't get me wrong, but this one seems like stealing money. And if they played this game 30 times, it's definitely happening more than one. So that's my reasoning on that one. I think you sprinkle, if you want to sprinkle a little bit on all those first touchdown scores, you can't go wrong there. One of them will hit. Mark it down. I'm calling it right now. One of them will hit. We got anything else before I take off? I got to get some food, eat some food. I'm not going to get it delivered, though, because apparently that shit always gets fucked up. And then I will watch that fight and see what happens. Been a good show. Wish more people watched, but you know what? A lot of the OGs showed up here, a lot of the new OGs. So I appreciate all you guys. Chase, I'm going to get a hold of you here in a couple minutes, and we're going to take your bet. And if you win, I'm going to pay you out. And that's no big deal because I'm going to support the people that are supporting me. So that looks like it's it. We got one more here. Nope, that's it. All right, I'm out of here, fellas. So appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Central, the Start Sit Show, answering all your questions. Yeah, Chase, 9:30 a.m. Start Sit, all your questions, just general stuff before the game, at least an hour show. And then late night tomorrow, probably around midnight, we'll do it'll be a week 2 recap show with my guy Story joining me live. He's the man. And then again, the schedule is pretty basic. It's 2 on Sunday. Monday, we'll do a recap show of Monday Night Football and talk a little bit about waivers. Tuesday's the actual waiver show. Wednesday is hit or miss. I usually will do something, usually just like a general fantasy conversation. Thursday, I sometimes do 2. I'll do a preview show for Thursday Night Football and then a recap. Friday is the Fantasy Football Lounge where we just get drunk and just talk about a bunch of shit, including fantasy football. Tonight, Saturday is gambling show, and then it just repeats and repeats and repeats. We'll see how long I can do this without making any money. I have enjoyed it, and some of the new folks I talked to, I do enjoy it. I'm learning a lot. I'm killing it in fantasy. I'm killing it in gambling so far. So that's supporting me as of now. We'll see if that changes. I put 4 years in this fucking channel, so I'm going to keep on doing it. Appreciate you guys, and we'll probably talk to you tomorrow or in the near future. Stay positive. Love your neighbors. Oh, one question here. I'll answer it because that's what I do here. Julian Sanchez, drop Loveland for Ingram. I also have Kraft. If you have Kraft, you don't need another tight end. Unfortunately, Kraft has a week 5 bye, Sanchez, so that's a problem. But I would want Ingram over Loveland. But it's so tough, man. I think you just roll with Kraft and you just stream a tight end week 5 and roll with that. Grab some high upside running back stashes, man. Grab Blake Corum. Grab Alec Iomanor for wide receiver. Grab Rico Dowdle instead of rostering 2 tight ends. You don't need them. You're going to be starting Kraft every goddamn week. Mariano says sex. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but we all like sex, I think, unless you're asexual or a tranny. I think they still like sex too. So sex, yeah, sex. We like sex. Wow, we have 10 people in here. We're going. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm getting off here shortly. Please subscribe. Check out the content. 7 days a week. All your questions, good information, good time, beers, buddies, fun, you name it. I'm out of here. I'm on at 9:30 tomorrow Central Time. 9:30 a.m. tomorrow Central. 4 Start Sit. Also Sunday night. late after the games for the recap show. Peace.